Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com. It's where you can find us on the internet. And I encourage you to get the clips and play them, send them over to people, things like that. That is the smallest way you can help is to listen. And I don't mean it, in terms of, you're at the lowest level of helptitude. But the smallest way you can help is by listening. We appreciate that. The next thing you could do to help us, it costs you nothing, a little bit of time, is take a clip off of KJ Radio and forward it to your email list. Let people hear the show and determine if they like it. Don't be hogging the show all for yourself. There's plenty to go around, I promise you. We got lots in storage. I've checked. So do us that favor. And if you want to do more, get on the team. Seriously, tell us how you want to help, and we will do our best to do that. Now, I say that with the notion of if you can help, let us know specifics. Kevin, I am a blankety blank. I post-production edit. I could help you, get the best clips from your show, whatever. And then tell us how much time you can dedicate consistently. Because what we don't want, and God love you, that people that come in and help, and then they leave in 2 days and go, wow, these people really work hard, because we do. It's not simple to come on here and do what we do every day. So, hey, listen, I've warned you about politicians. I've warned you. I tell people all the time, look, we're like a hurricane. We waste a lot of energy, right? Because we get involved in 1,500 different, political races around the country, especially during an election year. And I'm talking about a presidential election year, but even in a regular election year, we get involved in a lot of different races. And we put a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of time, resources into these races. And we either lose or we get the person we want. And thereby validating the old saying, be careful what you wish for. So we get somebody, I'll just use John McCain as an example. And we think, man, he's going to be so good. He's going to help us. He's going to represent us. And what does John McCain do? He proves to you that he doesn't care about you. John McCain wants to be popular. That's it. I mean, look, how bad is the political system when somebody gets diagnosed with brain cancer and you still can't get them out? There's no system to get them out. If you get diagnosed with brain cancer, you shouldn't be able to drive. You certainly shouldn't be making policy decisions. And look, I'm not trying to be funny about this or anything. John McCain has been sick for years. What we are seeing as a symptom, where they finally have admitted that the dude has a brain disease, has been going on for the better part of a decade. Probably 4 or 5 months ago, John McCain was in front of Congress, talking to somebody, quizzing somebody that was before a congressional committee. And he was like, and he froze up for probably, it was an uncomfortable 20 seconds, give or take. And right then and there, people were going, something's wrong. Well, here's what they told you. Well, John McCain, after he had his little, too long of a pause, decided to go to the doctor. John McCain is known for years. Trust me that he's got something wrong. Don't believe the hype. He's known it. And we've known it because he flies off the hand. John McCain exhibits all the signs of somebody who's going through dementia of some sort. And we have this man in control of lots of stuff. Because of seniority, he sits on some of the best committees. And I could go on. It's ridiculous that we allow for this. The dude is over 80 years old. Mandatory retirement age used to be 65. None of the rules apply to Congress. McCain could literally be 115 years old if he could live that long. As senile as your grandpa's goat. What do they call those goats that fall asleep, that have narcolepsy? He could be one of those, falling asleep in the Senate chambers and still get elected year after year. We have a system that elects people who are, quite frankly, brain crazy, brain dead, brain malady. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on McCain. Look, love him, hate him. I don't have a dog in the fight in that regard, even though I do, have a residence in Arizona at this point. But I don't care. What I care about is somebody who gets elected to support what he says he's going to support, what he vowed when he got reelected. I'm fighting Obama on Obamacare. Then we get Obamacare. Then we start looking at how do we dismantle it. And what does he do? No, not going to do it. At this stage of the game, dismantle Obamacare, period. It needs to be gone. We need to not be mentioning Obama's name when we talk about health care. We need to make sure that the legacy of the left, which is what this thing is, it's an albatross, is gone. And I'm not talking about delete it from history as if it never happened. No, wrap it around their necks like a boat anchor, tie it to them, and send them out to sea while we build something different with somebody who actually gives a crap. That would be Donald Trump. But McCain can't stand it. Ego. Just ego beyond ego. You can see it in everything this man does is ego. It's ego about how much money he has. It's ego about his history in the military. You know, he's so used to people just kissing his butt that he can't stand that he couldn't make it to where Donald Trump is. I'm telling you, folks, this is professional jealousy, if you want to call McCain a pro. And certainly I wouldn't call Donald Trump a professional politician. But and therein lies the angst of McCain. Donald Trump comes out of nowhere. Folks, I don't think you really understand how much the political system, the establishment politicos, Democrat or Republican, hate when somebody like Trump comes along. They hate it. Consider it this way. You've invested years in coming up through the ranks. You started out on the school board. You went to the county commission or whatever. You became a state rep. You became a congressman, maybe a senator, and then you're biding your time, man. You're looking for legislation. You're doing all. You are now firmly entrenched in the political system. You are decades in. You know the system inside and out. You have kowtowed to people that you never would have given 2 seconds of thought to in the real world. But you have to pay attention to some weak-kneed sissy like Harry Reid or whatever, because you've paid your dues, and Harry Reid can butter your bread. He can feather your nest. And he makes you do things. And you've done things that are unethical, unscrupulous, because Harry asked, or Schumer asked, or McConnell asked, or Ryan asked. And then suddenly, here comes this ingenue out of nowhere. What's he got? Nothing. He's got, in your world, he's the least qualified person because he doesn't understand the system. He's been in this other thing called the real world. But that doesn't play in the political world. The dog-eat-dog blood sport of politics. And he's now there. And he just he leapfrogged over everybody. Do you think you'd be okay with that? You've been waiting, biding your time. At companies, we call that change management. And the guy who's coming in, he has nothing but enemies. I'm talking about at a corporation. And that's what Donald Trump's facing with McCain. We'll be back.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.